14. I am more like you than you are. A talk by Darby John, September the 15th, 1982. Traditionally, it has been said that when an adept enters an exalted state of samadhi, he or she is involved in gross association with the body only down to the throat in order that the speech mechanism may be used. The rest of the movements of the body are merely spontaneous emanations and have nothing to do with entering into the body below the throat. This was a liberty that adepts could enjoy under certain circumstances, but I do not live in that circumstance. I must animate the body completely. I must enter into it not only in order to speak and to write, but in order to teach. Thus, I accept association with the body not merely down to the throat, but through all the chakras, the whole force of the body-mind. I submit myself to devotees to the degree of becoming them, to the degree of taking on the condition in which they exist, and I teach in that circumstance. My play with devotees is associated with profound physical discomfort. This process of submitting myself to you all involves physical suffering because, in doing so, I become you. I take on your mind force, your karmas, your visions, your state. I duplicate you in this body. I express you. I am just like you. I do the same things as you. It is not me. It is a reflection, a mirror, a form of sacrificial participation. My work with you involves a particular city, one that has not been fully animated traditionally, because the circumstances were different in the past. When I speak at night, I experience the dreams of people, the state of mind of people. It does not have anything to do with me. I experience very directly all of the qualities of everyone with whom I become associated, because my particular way of teaching does not involve abstraction from those whom I teach. It involves intimate identification with them. This is the unique quality of my life, my way of teaching, my way of instructing people, my way of being of service to them. This is what you must understand. This is what you must communicate about me, so that people will understand the unique quality of my work. My work is not altogether performed as such work has been performed traditionally. Traditionally, it has not been required of adepts to work precisely the way I do. I am doing the same work, but through a different form of submission. Thus, I become vulgar and ordinary and just like you in order to teach. I am just like you when I teach. People occasionally do not understand how the process works when it takes this special form. I certainly hope you understand. I enter into this body from the head all the way down to the feet, into the whole damn thing, just like you, in order to be just like you, and to consider this body-mind with you, to animate it with you, to be exactly that, and to transcend exactly that. This is my unique way of working. There are some precedents for it traditionally, but it is basically a unique way of working necessitated by this particular time and place. You who have been witness to it, who have enjoyed this service, must understand it and communicate to others exactly how it has taken place. It has not taken place merely in the usual form of some thinking, convinced character trying to lay it on you. This work is the expression of an individual in transcendental samadhi descending not merely into the upper regions of the brain or the throat, but into the body altogether, and submitted to those with whom he is associated. You become what you meditate on. I meditate on devotees and I become them. I become exactly them. I take on all the limitations that they are. I become just like them. I become more like them than they are. Laughter. I become exaggeratedly what they are. I become what they are altogether, while they remain only what they can express in the midst of their limitations, their self-consciousness. I become them completely. Thus, what I consider with you is the very thing that I have actually become by meditation on you. I submit to devotees as God, just as they submit to me in the same fashion. This is the unique form of my teaching work. Teachers in the past have talked about coming down a little into the body and still being above it somehow. I am also always above the body, beyond the body-mind. But my way of teaching is to submit to the body completely, to be this body completely. By becoming this body, I become your bodies. This is how I meditate people. This is why the siddhis associated with my enlightenment are as they are. After I passed through the incident in the Vedanta temple, I continued to do something like meditation every day, even though it was not necessary. I did not feel my own body and mind. Instead, I saw hundreds of thousands of people and experienced them directly. I was them directly. This is what I mean by meditating you. It is not merely a matter of introducing force into your body-mind, although that is an aspect of it. I actually become what you are. I receive it. I become your state of mind, your state of body. I experience the diseases, the neuroses, the emotional problems, the state of everyone with whom I am associated, and that includes many more people than are with me personally. It includes many more people than those who are presently associated with their community. It includes thousands upon thousands of people. Ultimately, it includes everyone. It includes the entire manifest universe, subtle and gross. I take on the form of all beings, and by taking on their form, I meditate them, in other words. I do the sadhana of God realization in the form of you. I do your sadhana while being you. I do not merely tell you the teaching. I become you and enter into the process as you. In that process, I experience all of your psychic states, your emotional states, and your social states. I am a wild character because I am being all kinds of people other than the one that I seem to be. This is literally true. This is exactly what I am doing, and it is remarkable and extraordinary, and it is a remarkable and extraordinary process. There are no complete precedents for it, because the moment has not previously existed for an adept to work as I work. In their time and place, all the adepts have worked as they should have. This is a unique time, however, and the siddhi of my manifestation, my teaching, must be uncommon, unusual. The precedents that exist for it are only partial. No one has worked precisely as I do. This is the most heroic way to teach. I actually become the limited or enlightened being that I teach. This is completely unique, dangerous, and heroic way of teaching. I do not have any idea what the results of this unique way of working will be. You may all become enlightened and pass into the God world, and I may be the only one left for all I know. I may be left living in these limited worlds, being you, living out the future destiny of mankind, or any other kind by myself, while all the beings that I am living and apparently teaching have long ago passed into the divine domain. For all I know, that is the way it works. That is the way it will work out. I do not have any prefigured estimation of it. I am not carrying out my formulated plan. I work spontaneously. I am driven to do it. This is the way I have always done it from birth. For all I know, I may really become unenlightened. I may become you in order for you to be released. This could very well be the result of my work, because I am not doing anything that would prevent it from turning out that way. I certainly hope it is not going to turn out that way. The pleasures in this body never exist by themselves. All of the opposites are always present in my body. Whenever pleasure is stimulated in this body, pain is stimulated also. The more this body enjoys itself, the more sick it becomes. It is a very strange affair. I have nearly died a number of times, literally, not just metaphorically. My play with devotees has been associated with sickness, disease, and pain. This does not mean that it should not have been done, or that you should keep me from doing it. To me, It is merely interesting. It is fine. I do not have any reason not to work in this way. In fact, I would just as soon do it this way. I see the whole event, the entire process of my work. I see what I am doing, and I see the ultimate reason for it, whereas you only see whatever you see of it. I experience the whole being, the whole thing, the whole remarkable city of my teaching work. To me, it is always a miracle. There is nothing about it that is not miraculous. It is all a city, a spontaneous yoga phenomenon, whatever you may see of it. Generally, you see it as merely a relatively normal human expression, but to me, the exaggeration is always a marvel, a mystery. I work this way only because I am moved to you emotionally. I have felt this emotional movement ever since infancy. I first decided to incarnate this work when I was about 2 years old, and the reason for it was a spontaneous motivation associated with the painful loving of the people around me. I was not merely compassion for them, as if they were poor people I could help. It was a painful emotional and physical sensation in my heart and in my solar plexus. It was profoundly painful even then, and it always has been. I was associated with the full knowledge that these people to whom I was committing myself were going to die, and that I would die. I knew that if I incarnated this function, if I became this body, I would die. We are going to be separated from one another. We are all going to be destroyed. This was all fully obvious to me, and yet this spontaneous gesture, this painful loving, this profound sensation awakened in me and moved me into body, animated me physically. Thus, all my life, I have been animated by this city. You can describe this motivation as a spiritual quality of compassion or love, but it is more than that. It actually enters into the realm of the body and goes beyond ordinary decision-making, ordinary thinking. It is controlled by the sensation of loving itself. When that sensation arises, it animates the body. My entire life has been moved by this peculiar, strange sensation, this painful acknowledgement, this painful loving of people, this painful sensitivity to the state that people are in. This has moved me to enter the state that you are in, to enter it completely, psychologically, emotionally, physically. I have always entered into the state that everyone is in. I have entered into it more profoundly than people ordinarily do, because that most people have tremendous blocks to experiencing their actual state. I have completely entered into it, but have done so spontaneously. It is not a decision I make based on idealism. It is nothing like that. It is an imposition, a spontaneous living motivation that has a certain kind of delight associated with it, but which apart from that is associated with a profound pain that I am sure will destroy me eventually. However, this work will not destroy me in any absolute sense. I am certain of that, and that is why I continue it. In order to submit to it, though, I have to submit to something approaching, the possibility of being destroyed absolutely and being the only one left. To sacrifice myself to you, I have to willingly, voluntarily become you to the point where you would be free and I would be you. The only one left would be me, animating millions of bodies and all times and all beings. While all conscious beings would be living in a guard realm, I would be here, fulfilling the rest of the mechanical destiny of living beings. This consequence is the potential result of my teaching work. I do not resist it. It seems to me that it is possible, although I have the feeling that is not the way it will work out, that this work is not dangerous for me. On the other hand, it seems completely foolhardy to do it, insane to do it, self-destructive to do it. I have no option, though. I do not really have any choice in the matter. I am just like you. I cannot help doing what I do, and you cannot help doing what you do.